Hello, John Neal here. Merry Christmas, for it is Christmas Eve 2020, the 24th of December. And yeah, it's been a nice day today. Yesterday was awful. It's the sort of wintry weather that we get in England here, which is terrible. It was wet, cold, about 5 degrees Celsius, by the way, and it was terrible. And today we had a bright sky, blue sky, and it was terrific. Went out for a walk to one of the local parks, and it was quite crowded. Never seen so many people there. Big park though, didn't matter too much. Oh, by the way, don't worry about the flag. I'm not in America. This is in the UK. I've just got that in store there because I sometimes use it to make reference to the USA. Why not? I'm puzzled. I've got to this stage in life. I'm 69 now, soon to be 70. Dear oh dear. Anyway, I'm puzzled by meal times. I don't know what to call them. Look, we'll kick off. First thing in the morning, you have breakfast. Got you. Because you don't eat during the night. I never eat during the night. And so you break that fast of the nighttime period when you don't eat. You break it with breakfast. Great, got you. Then, midday, this is when it starts to get complicated. Midday, what do you call the meal that you have midday? I was a school teacher for 25 years. I went to school for 18 years, and we used to call that midday meal dinner, because the people who supervised us were dinner ladies, and they were ladies. I don't recall ever having a man being the midday supervisor, which they might sometimes have been called. That's a bit of a mouthful. They were called dinner ladies. So dinner was at dinner time, midday. However, it's also called lunch. Now lunch to me is really a bit of a little snack. It's sort of a sandwich and a cup of tea, and that's your lot. Because then you move on to the late afternoon, 5, 6, 7, 8 o'clock, when you'd have dinner proper. And that's a big, more substantial meal. So I understand that. And then you go on to, past that, you call it supper. But you might have called the dinner time, late evening, you might have called that tea, because it was tea time. See the confusion? And now you've got supper. Well, we don't have supper. We eat at about 6 o'clock in this house, and we don't eat after that. So we don't have supper as such. I always recall a friend of mine from Australia who ate supper, and at one point he did put on a lot of weight, and I think this has a lot to do with it. So we don't eat after 6:30 of a night. But then that supper is sometimes the name given to the big meal that you might have late afternoon. Oh, so on top of that, you've got another 2 meals to throw in. Yeah, 2. 11s. I don't know if it's a British thing, this, but there's an idea that, oh, it's 11 o'clock, we must have a little snack to get us through to, 1, 2 o'clock when we're going to have lunch or dinner or whatever. And then late afternoon, we would have high tea. That's a bit more aristocratic, is high tea, must admit. And that was there to see you through to what would be a major meal, which they would probably call supper, which might have been had about 7, 8 o'clock. Different countries, different cultures do have meals very late on. A lot to do with the type of weather they get. We were in Spain once, walking through the streets of an evening, and people were sat down, we could see in, the Spaniards were in, having a meal at about 8 o'clock at night. And I'm thinking, wow. But then, of course, they'll eat maybe midday and then sleep, have a siesta in the afternoon. And then they would last through to 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock when they would eat. Maybe they went to bed later, I don't know. But the idea of supper would be that. So you've got high tea. You see, I'm confused. I don't know what to call these meals, and I stumble over it each time it occurs in conversation. So I need help. What do I call the various meals? If anybody can define them clearly, it would be a great help. You can tell we're in lock-up, can't you? I've got nothing else to do but wondering about what the meals are called. Dear, oh dear, Christmas tomorrow. We're cleaning the house. I don't know why. My wife's working like a child downstairs. And I said, what are you doing? She wants it nice for Christmas Day. There's only 2 of us here. She's got standards, you see. Probably where we differ. Anyway, Merry Christmas. And I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.